Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Caitlin, the SnapEd nutrition educator here in Waldo County. Quarantine's got me feeling like I gotta get out of my house, so let's pretend we're in Italy and make a spinach and chicken Italian casserole. Now, before anyone gets upset because I'm not Italian, I don't have an Italian grandmother or anything, I'm not claiming to be authentic, I didn't name this recipe, I've never even been to Italy myself. All of these beautiful photos are just free stock images to help me feel like I'm not trapped in my own home, so please don't at me, bro, alright? I know I'm not Italian. Okay, so let's get started. We need to preheat the oven to 350. My oven is really bad. It has a internal thermometer inside, and it's actually about 30 degrees off, so you want to make sure that you are actually at the right temperature. Pro tip. We also need tomatoes, salt and pepper. Look at the fridge, not the camera. The chicken. Good job. Almost forgot the spinach. This is not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by any of the brands that you see. I'm not promoting any of the brands that you see in this video or anything like that. So then I took a can of the crushed tomatoes and I poured about half of it on the bottom of the pan. You don't need to use any oil. It won't stick on its own. So that's awesome. You get to save about 100 calories for a tablespoon of olive oil. That makes a significant difference in your recipe. Just swirl it around and make sure that everything's coated so that it doesn't stick, and then lay out all of your sliced chicken breast pieces nice and flat. Make sure that they're all evenly sliced to the same thickness so that they all cook and come out the same. Then I just sprinkled a bunch of Italian seasoning and some garlic and salt and pepper. I use Mrs. Dash salt-free seasoning so that I'm in control of the sodium. And then that was a little extra chili flakes that I added there at the end. And then you top it with fresh spinach. You could use fresh or frozen. If you use frozen, let it thaw in a colander or a strainer in your sink so that all the extra water comes out. Otherwise, it kind of comes out like a very wet, like a boiled casserole. Also, if it's too hot to turn the oven on, I did this recipe one day in a skillet. Brown the chicken first, then add the tomatoes and the spinach, put everything on top and put the lid on, and it comes out great. It was just too hot to turn on the oven the day that I was testing out this recipe. So then it sprinkled the rest of the crushed tomatoes on top of the spinach. This helps to make sure that the spinach leaves steam from the bottom and the top. I used a little spatula to scrape out all of the good stuff left behind in the can, and then I just tried to spread it out evenly. If the spinach wasn't covered or wasn't at least a little bit wet, it could burn in the oven, and I was just trying to prevent that. So then I have some part skim mozzarella and a low-fat Italian cheese blend, but use whatever you have on hand. These were just things I had left over from another recipe. I think this recipe calls for 2/3 cup. I can't remember. The link is in the description box below, but I just eyeballed it. Oh, extra cheese. How did that get there? Then I sprinkled it with some Parmesan. Again, another thing I had left over from another recipe. Yeah. Alright, then it goes in the oven. See, there's my trusty thermometer, 350. But you see that that's not where the dial on my oven is. Alright, so then that just goes in the oven at 350 for 30 to 40 minutes. If you have a meat thermometer or a food thermometer, it's good to just poke it in a piece of chicken that's in the very middle just to make sure that it gets to 165 so you know that you're in the clear. And there you go, look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Brown and golden. It was so yummy. Thank you so much for watching. As always, post your creations to social media with the hashtag MaineSnapEd, and don't forget to go to mainesnaped.org for more. Thanks so much.